mankind is constantly creating amazing new inventions. Get involved in rapid technological progress and ensure smoothly running transportation in different regions of the world. America, in the midst of the 19th century. In the Nevada territory, where until recently only a handful of buffalo grazed, nowadays it's all hustle and bustle. Beyond the Sierra and near the Carson River, gold has been found. There's supposed to be loads of it. All you need to do is dig it up. Anyone who keeps at it hard enough will be richly rewarded. What a splendid opportunity. Welcome to uncharted territory, newcomer. Want to get rich? Then you're in just the right place. Gold rush fever holds sway in Virginia City. And you lucky devil, you've won the mining rights for a promising claim in a poker game at the Red Dog Saloon. Soon you'll be hauling out gold nuggets as big as a cat's head. Thanks to cleverness and luck at cards, you have a gold mine all your own. The former owner, a gallant saloon by the name of Susie, who plays a lousy hand of poker, already took care of the groundwork, and a practical woman, she left the necessary equipment behind too. Now all you have to do is to find the mine. Get an overview and find out where the riches lie. Discover the entrance to the tunnel. What a promising claim. Even though only a few boulders have been mined so far, that's no reason to lose heart. You'll just have to dig deeper. You ought to get hold of some solid timber from the nearby forest, so that the fine shaft doesn't cave in. The beams will be excellent for stabilizing the tunnel. Build a station where the horse carts can be packed with logs. Explain to the sort of thick-skulled driver which route he should take. There's got to be a small depot to park the horse-drawn carts too. Everything's all set. Now all you have to do is to get hold of a cart to transport the wood. Sturdy vehicle. Transport can get started. It won't be long before it's possible to dig deeper. Well then, good luck. Not everything that glitters is gold. Maybe your poker partner was sharper than you thought. Despite all the hardship, the mine only brings in a few chunks of silver ore. At best, you ought to get rid of it before it ruins you. Luckily, you greenhorns constantly get stranded in Virginia City, who you can peddle that confounded pit to for good money. So, you got rid of the silver mine for a decent amount. Time to invest this money in a lucrative venture. And there's an excellent opportunity. All the ore from the mine must be transported to the silver mills down by the river. A railroad that takes over the transport would be a promising venture. The terrain is treacherous, requires a few very twisted curves. Build a railroad route that rapidly transports all the ore to the valley. A respectable railroad calls for a proper railroad yard. A truly well-done structure. Now it just needs to be connected. It's high time to buy a beautiful locomotive together with a few freight cars. What a handsome iron horse. Time to send it on its maiden journey. Ore transport is picking up speed. With a little luck, it'll make you richer than all the silver in Nevada ever could. First train is rolling down the line. People are dropping everything to cheer your marvel of engineering. Don't pass up the chance to climb aboard. Give them a friendly wave. Let's have a big round of applause. Hooray! There's no end to the rejoicing. All thanks to you. silver smelting and moving fast and furious. Meanwhile, all sorts of fine ladies and high-class gents get off in Carson City. Make sure they don't ruin their good shoes on the muddy streets. Find out about the needs of your future passengers. Your services are needed to the same degree everywhere in town. Sure your coaches don't miss any stops. Build a depot where the horses can be hitched up and the coaches can wait. Purchase a few coaches with horses so that you can get started. First passengers are already waiting. The Territorial Enterprise reports. A beast is up to no good in the area. According to eyewitnesses, it leaped from tree to tree, was at least 10 feet tall, had a shaggy black pelt, and enormous feet. Ask the reporter what it's all about. The reporter, a certain Mr. Clemens, has revealed his source to you. An old good-for-nothing by the name of Sam Hawkins. He's supposed to be in the saloon in Virginia City. Could be it means buying him a couple of shots of hard liquor before he comes up with the truth. The good man was happy to provide information. The monster got a few feet taller with each whiskey you bought him. Word has it that it gobbles up whole cows, picks the remains out of its teeth with a wagon tongue. Our informer thinks it's hanging around near the Ponderosa Ranch, if he's not mistaken. Old Cartwright and his son didn't take too kindly to your visit to the Ponderosa Ranch. Apparently you're not the first to be hot on the monster's heels. The rancher claims that dozens laid siege to their land, but just when he was about to run them off, they hurried away towards Lake Tahoe with a paper hot off the presses in their hands. The Territorial Enterprise reports. The wild man is dead. His body was committed to the waters of Lake Tahoe, where it will sink to a depth of over 600 feet, be encased motionless in a block of ice, and shrink to the size of a small child due to the high pressure. Well, guess not much can be done about that. For not too long ago, there was nothing more than a dreary two-bit town. A magnificent little city now flourishes, thanks to your transportation services. The locals even call it the miracle of Carson City. More and more people want to try their luck there. Obstacles shouldn't be put in their way. Get into the passenger business. Your tickets will be the hottest item in town. Make sure that the rest of the world is finally connected to Carson City, a veritable boom town. Buy a train arrangement that brings people from all over the world to Carson City. To inaugurate the line from Reno to Carson City, the town built on silver. There's firewood up in Glenbrook that'll get the steam engines in the silver works puffing real nice. But watch out that you don't crop. You're off and running. Everyone's dead set on riding your beautiful railroad. barely got away from the Cartwright boys. Now get a respectable load of logs down to the valley as fast as possible before the ranchers come back again. cluster of pathetic shacks has become the swankiest town in the whole West, where you find the most exquisite shops, the best saloons, and the loveliest ladies of ill repute far and wide. Many an opportunity suggests itself to spend those silver dollars you so richly deserved. Your railroad business is the real gold mine in the state of Nevada. Thanks to the supply, silver ore processing is running at full swing, which means your transport business too. The island of Java, tropical jewel in the midst of the Indian Ocean, conscientiously administrated by meticulous Dutch bureaucracy. The year is 1870, and the colony is undergoing a transformation. Recently, individuals have been allowed to lease farmland and manage plantations. The fertile land offers ideal conditions for exporting a multitude of colonial goods, off on the way to an exotic experience. The Dutch East Indies. Surely the most exemplary colonial empire under the sun, with luscious fruits and cheap labour in abundance. You act on behalf of the colonial administration. A gifted talent in the art of engineering, you have been appointed to modernise the local transport sector. Complete this task to the satisfaction of the Crown. If you do, even the post as governor might be in store for you. Transport is a much sought-after service on this scarcely civilised island. Eating draft animals such as oxen is punishable by law. That's why the colonial administration has commissioned you to build a railroad so that the plantation business prospers. The delicious coffee is supposed to be transported from the fertile hinterlands to the facility near town for processing. Anyone set on building wisely and cheaply avoids unnecessary slopes. Perform the necessary surveying work. Build a route from the thriving plantation across treacherous terrain to the processing factory where the coffee fruit is husked. depot is needed. Purchase a complete train, including locomotive and freight cars. The coffee fruit can now be brought from the plantations on its way to further processing. What a superb railway! It provides the local plantation leaseholders with truly valuable services. Still fresh from the fields, the fruit quickly reaches the factory. From there, the colony's delightful coffee must be brought to the warehouses and offices in the port for export. That shouldn't be left up to the local labourers, no way. Too easygoing, too inefficient, too unreliable. Specially built stations are called for, so that the first-rate coffee makes it into town undamaged. If need be, stations that can be guarded against plundering hordes. Ready to go. Nothing stands in the way of speedy transportation to the local seaport anymore. Send the freight cars of coffee on their way. The factory now finds itself in a laudable position by sending processed coffee into town. To experience considerable growth, its products have to reach a clientele with money to spend. Oh no! Lucas, the capable engineer in your locomotive, seems to have vanished from the face of the earth, or anywhere else for that matter. Time to find a stand-in, right away. Would one of the natives be able to meet this difficult challenge? Several locals show an interest in learning the decidedly noble profession as locomotive engineer. A practice route for training purposes is needed. Meanwhile, certain signs are feeding horrible rumors about the indigenous tribe's diet. The correct way to drive the vehicle must be practiced first, so that potential passengers are not scared off right away. In the meantime, some hard-to-digest news reaches you. A skilled worker is said to have fallen victim to a bloodthirsty tribe of cannibals. Thanks to your reliable delivery. Good news. The locomotive engineer has returned safe and sound. You pictured him in the stomachs of savages. He was having the time of his life in the virgin forest. Naturally, you can't tolerate misconduct like that. Regretfully, have to fire the good man. One train isn't enough to adequately supply the factory with coffee fruit. A passing siding is needed so that a second train can use the line. The trains should wait for each other on the passing siding. This requires placing signals. If the plant is to be used to its fullest capacity, another complete train is needed. Wherever coffee production thrives, business and prosperity flourish too. Thanks to the railroad, the port town of Surabaya has become a lively trading centre for countless goods and services. All kinds of people from all corners of the island want to do profitable business here. That's why the colonial administration has commissioned you with setting up a passenger line from Semarang to Surabaya. Time to build a line which will soon link the key trading hubs in eastern Java. Railroad has been completed. Curiosity runs high. Time will tell if passenger transportation really is a venture that's worthwhile. A formidable enterprise like yours calls for a suitably first-rate branch office. After all, you're not just anybody. Build a prestigious residence that is unrivaled on the whole island. a prestigious resident. Truly attractive estate, but a veritable plague is spoiling all the fun. Snakes have occupied the building. Rumour has it that a wise old woman knows how you can rid yourself of the snakes in your walls. She's supposed to be in Surabaya. The old woman says she doesn't know a thing, but you should try your luck with her cousin in Semarang, who has a knack for the art of snake charming. The snake charmer declared that you've probably angered the mighty snake goddess with your projects. Uh-oh, it's rumbling in the island's interior. The mighty volcano Merapi threatens to erupt. A phenomenon like this wasn't reckoned with while planning the route. The natives claim that someone has probably angered one of their gods. Whatever the case, if the precious coffee fruit is supposed to be transported by rail in the future too, then it's imperative that something be done. It seems worthwhile to remove the infrastructure if it's not supposed to be buried under ashes and lava. The snake charmer declared that you've probably angered the mighty snake goddess with your projects. The snake priestess of Mount Merapi is the only one who could remedy the situation. The priestess has spoken. The only way she is willing to call off her children is if you make a sacrifice to the great snake goddess. Coffee, the priestess prophesied, will be the sure thing to appease the goddess. To enable coffee production to continue making progress in future, the route ought to be relocated to an area where it can be assumed that the expected eruptions will leave it intact. The danger has been averted. Transport can be resumed. What's more, the volcano is showing signs of calming down again. Despite that, maybe relocating the route was still a wise move. The fertile island has a lot more to offer than coffee. The widow of a friendly grower, may the poor devil rest in peace, has been planting sugarcane lately. Make the lady happy by providing her with your services. The sugar must be transported to town. From there it is shipped and then served when continental Europeans get together for coffee. is flowing full steam ahead. The plantation business is developing magnificently. In light of all this success, the incumbent governor is thinking of moving back to his Dutch homeland in good time. Thanks to your outstanding work, you have a good chance of inheriting his post. What a godsend! Your stylish residence is pleasantly snake-free again. Sugar rattles toward town, picking up the trail. What a pleasure.